Chapter 7. The Unraveling. The unease that settled over the Jenkins family the night they encountered the mysterious figure, and his wolves lingered like a persistent fog. The farmhouse, once a symbol of a fresh start, now felt like a prison of secrets. Emma couldn't let go of the ancient book, its cryptic symbols haunting her thoughts. She spent hours each day in her room, tracing the lines and trying to piece together the story of the Lupercal. Mark tried to maintain a semblance of normalcy, but the atmosphere in the house was thick with tension. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, eerie shadows across the fields, Emma made a discovery. Hidden in the spine of the book, she found a small folded piece of parchment. Her heart raced as she carefully opened it. The parchment contained a map, but unlike the one they had found earlier, this one was detailed, showing the layout of the farmhouse and its surrounding land. Emma's eyes widened as she noticed a marked spot not far from the house, labeled simply as the Heart. She hurried to show her parents. "Look at this," she said, spreading the parchment on the kitchen table. Mark and Sarah leaned in, studying the map. "The Heart? What do you think it means?" Mark asked. "I'm not sure," Emma replied, "but I think we need to find out. Maybe it's the key to all of this." Reluctantly, Mark agreed to investigate the marked spot. Armed with flashlights and a sense of trepidation, the family ventured into the darkening night. The marked spot was near an old oak tree, its gnarled branches casting twisted shadows in the moonlight. As they approached, Emma noticed something odd about the tree. Its bark was etched with the same symbols from the book. Mark shone his flashlight on the trunk, revealing a small hidden door at its base. He exchanged a wary glance with Sarah before pulling it open. Inside, they found a narrow tunnel leading downward. The air was cold and damp, carrying a faint, earthy scent. The family descended cautiously, their footsteps echoing in the confined space. The tunnel opened into a cavern, the walls lined with more symbols and ancient drawings, depicting wolves and humans together in various scenes. In the center of the cavern stood a stone altar, upon which lay a large, ornate key. Emma felt a chill as she approached it. "This must be it, the Heart," she whispered. As she picked up the key, a low growl echoed through the cavern. The family turned to see a pair of glowing yellow eyes watching them from the tunnel entrance. It was one of the wolves, larger and more menacing up close. Behind it, more eyes appeared, their gaze fixed on the intruders. Mark stepped forward, trying to appear brave. "We don't want any trouble. We're just trying to understand." The wolves advanced slowly, their growls intensifying. Emma held the key tightly, her mind racing. Suddenly a voice echoed through the cavern, cold and clear. "The key is not for you." The hunched figure from the previous night stepped into the light, his eyes gleaming with a malevolent intelligence. "You've disturbed the balance," he said, his voice dripping with menace. "The Heart belongs to the Lupercal. Leave now, and perhaps you will be spared." Emma felt a surge of defiance. "We just want to know the truth." The figure smiled, a chilling sight. "The truth is not what you seek. It is the power you crave. But power comes at a price." As the wolves closed in, Mark grabbed Emma's hand, pulling her towards the tunnel. "Run!" he shouted. The family fled, the wolves at their heels. They barely made it out of the tunnel, slamming the door shut behind them. Panting and terrified, they stumbled back to the farmhouse. That night, as they huddled together in the living room, they knew they had uncovered something ancient and dangerous. The Heart of the Lupercal was a powerful secret, one that would not easily be forgotten. Emma clutched the key, feeling its cold weight. "What do we do now?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. "We keep going," Mark said, determination in his eyes. "We have to find out the rest of the story." Suddenly, the sound of breaking glass shattered the tense silence. They all turned towards the noise, fear gripping their hearts. The living room window had been smashed, and a rock lay on the floor amid the shards of glass. Attached to it was a piece of paper with a single symbol drawn in blood-red ink, one of the same symbols from the book. Emma picked up the paper with trembling hands, her eyes wide with shock. "They're watching us," she whispered. Outside, the howls of the wolves echoed through the night, a chilling reminder that the secrets of the Lupercal were far from being uncovered. The Jenkins family's journey was far from over, and the darkness that surrounded their new home seemed to grow ever deeper. As they stared at the broken window, a soft rustling sound came from the hallway. Emma turned, her heart pounding. Standing in the doorway was the shadowy figure, his eyes glowing with a sinister light. "Welcome to the heart," he whispered, and the lights went out.